Disclaimer. This podcast features explicit language and discussions sexual in nature. It may contain subjects uncomfortable to some. Please understand that the opinions shared on this podcast are not a representation of any organization or employer the host may be a part of.
So something that's really cool that I did in the past week is I went and saw the Spider-Man movie, the new Spider-Man movie, the Intro to the Spider-Verse or Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I liked it.
Oh, don't tell me anymore.
It is very sad because Spider-Gwen dies.
To death?
Yeah, she dies to death.
You did not just...
And Peter Parker also dies.
Peter Parker picked a peck of pickled peppers.
I swear if that actually happens in a movie, I'm going to be so pissed.
One person does have a Spider-Man costume on.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Like he's wearing the Spider-Man costume. So there's like a bad guy. He's like running around just like doing shit.
So that's just Gwen's fate. She has to die.
I didn't really think about that.
No, because think about it. Gwen usually does die.
Yeah, very sad. I think one of my top 2 saddest Spider-Man movie moments ever, Gwen Stacy dying.
Oh, wait, from Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty sad.
Ooh, that was tough. That was tough to get through.
She got her back snapped in half, basically.
Stay with me, stay with me. You stay with me.
Literally, Spider-Man kills her by trying to save her.
I mean, she was going to die anyway. She was headed for the concrete pretty fast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Anyways, in other news, I tried Starbucks' like new coffee because they were handing out free samples of it at Starbucks.
New coffee?
New coffee.
What's it called?
Aliato?
Infuse Protana olive oil into Starbucks coffee. Bravissimo.
Oh, speaking
Maybe,
of coffee, don't forget to donate to us on Ko-fi
Give
for a
us
cup of coffee.
Coffee on Ko-fi.
Please. We're thirsty.
You can find our link down pinned in the comment section.
Very thirsty.
How'd it taste?
I liked it a lot. I did not get the iced version. I got the warm version. Typically, I'm an iced coffee guy, but they were only handing out samples of the warmed version. But I liked it a lot. However, I want to warn everyone. It has olive oil in it.
The character from Popeye?
Yeah, olive oil. Is her full name Olive Oil?
I
Or
think
is it just
so.
Olive?
I thought it was olive oil.
Hmm.
I think it was
you're right.
olive oil. I'm not sure.
Because you have spinach, and you have olive oil, and burgers.
How was that?
I liked it a lot. However, I have questions of if I were, because I got like a tiny cup of it. They're like, "Do you want to try some free coffee?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Free. That's all you have to say.
free coffee."
Free coffee.
Thank you, stranger in downtown Seattle.
You're
Wait, she
where-
wasn't even wearing a Starbucks uniform. Oh shit!
Are you sure that was coffee?
No, I'm kidding.
Are you sure that was
Yeah.
olive oil?
Yeah, so it was, but I'm just concerned about like consuming a lot of like espresso mixed with olive oil. I'm not really sure what that's going to do to like one's system internally,
I can only imagine it wouldn't be healthy.
But it is actually supposed to be healthy. So they're trying to like reduce the amount of creamer, which is like sweet, sugary goodness in your coffee, and replace it with olive oil. So it's supposed to be a healthy substitute. I'm just worried about like another like bathroom Target episode, which those of you that are fans of the podcast know what I'm talking about.
But with coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're just covering all the morning beverages, aren't you?
It's weird drinking olive oil,
Yeah.
but it was good.
Yeah.
Also, it was free. I mean, I'm always willing to try something if it's free.
I like free stuff.
Yeah. Like those guys that like hand out the free CDs on this like street. I always take those. Those are so good. I always seem to get a virus on my computer afterwards, but I don't think that's related.
Speaking of which, they don't know, but we went to Snohomish Pride, and we're back now.
I mean, they do know.
I mean, they do know, but okay. So let me restate that.
If you don't know, means you aren't watching. And if you're not watching, you have to go sit in the corner.
And if you're not watching, don't forget to subscribe.
Those of you that aren't currently listening, please subscribe to our channel so that you can listen and watch.
Yes.
What they said.
But yeah, we Snohomish Pride Parade. How'd you feel about that?
It was great. It was a lot of like, hurry up, you have to be here by this time. And then you're going to like stand in the sun for like 3 hours, not moving.
And bake for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Waiting for that parade to start up was...
Ooh, yeah.
That was a long waiting game.
But we got to see a protester get arrested.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
Apparently he slapped an umbrella out of somebody's hand.
I also heard that because, you know, he did have like a loudspeaker attached to him, if you remember.
Yeah.
So the security and police told him that he was not permitted to use his loudspeaker.
Oh, okay.
And then he like repeatedly kept trying to use it.
Oh.
And then a family got upset because he evidently was using profanity at like a family with children.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, stop. And then supposedly, and this is all, like, I'm not reading official police reports. This is just what I was told. Supposedly he like chest bumped a guy.
Okay. He was getting very
He was getting
primitive there.
Yeah, he's getting like really aggressive.
Yeah.
I think we finally got to see like the last straw where he like knocked someone's pride umbrella out of their hand and then got arrested.
Yeah. It sounded like he was escalating. It was escalating.
It almost seems like to me like he was trying to get arrested to be like a martyr, like, yeah, I got arrested.
Either way, he was there not to be heard. He wanted to fight with somebody about something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully there wasn't like, it didn't seem like there was an abundant amount of people being there trying to protest against our parade or just us having, it's literally just have us celebrating us and having a good time.
I think it was like speckled around, and I think like we very much stayed kind of like in the epicenter of gayness, so we like didn't see a whole lot. But I know one of my friends that did go, she said a truck full of like guys pulled up next to her and started yelling at her to like she should go kill herself and
Oh my goodness.
we should all die and you kind of thing. Trigger warning.
Yeah.
Usually
a trigger warning comes before that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do that before.
Well, it's like Doctor Strange. You know, Doctor Strange said, like, why is the warning at the end of the book?
Yeah.
But no, so she said that, you know, she almost like turned around, just went home, but she like kind of like took a deep breath, like reported them to the police and then continued to just stay out and have a good time. So,
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad it didn't ruin anyone's time. It's just people being stupid and ignorant.
yeah.
When someone does that to me, it just reminds me of an immature person just trolling online in online games.
Yeah.
Probably the same person, actually.
I don't really get it. So like the protester that got arrested, obviously he had like the religious sign, and I did hear him saying that we were all gonna burn in a lake of fire. Just like news flash out there for everyone. If you approach a situation like that and your goal is to try to convert people to your religion, that approach is never gonna work. Like no one's gonna be like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
sign me up.
So let's go to your church.
I don't know. But I think the majority of people's response to him was actually really surprising. So you had the religious person that was spewing hate, just pure hate. And then the whole parade was like clapping and cheering and chanting like, we love you.
Yes.
And I was like, it should be the other way around, right? I thought like the the religious people were supposed to say like, "Oh, we love you."
Yeah, I know,
I was
right?
like, what? I don't know.
We're
Yeah.
love thy neighbor, right? Isn't that in the Bible?
Wait, no, it's hate thy neighbor.
Oh, I'm
right?
sorry.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm not well studied in it, so I wouldn't know.
No, I'm not either.
Yeah, he came there to save us from, what was it again?
Diabetes from all the free candy.
Yeah, we did give a lot of free candy.
We had good candy too.
Yeah, they should have made signs about like too much candy.
Do you want to keep your feet? If so, change your ways. Don't eat candy.
Don't eat candy. Oh,
So much
man.
candy.
Yeah, we did pass out some good candy, but yeah, I didn't see. Oh no, I actually did get nervous when I did see the guy with the like. He was wearing a cowboy hat and some shades, and he had a bulletproof vest on under his shirt. You remember seeing him?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Is that
him.
necessary?
Well, to be fair, we do not know it was bulletproof. I think it was more like tinfoil to keep like the rainbows from penetrating him.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah. If he wasn't wearing that protective armor and gear, he would have definitely the parade would have turned him gay.
Oh yeah.
Like guaranteed. The shades, the cowboy hat, the combat boots, all necessary.
Oh, he was trying to like protect his masculinity right there.
Very much so. Very much so.
Mhm. I'm just curious how much this experience that we had contrasts with other places. You know, like we witnessed a protester get arrested and carried off, you know. Whereas some areas completely canceled Pride altogether because, you
Yeah.
know, they were afraid of too much hate mongers showing up.
And violence.
Yeah.
It just makes me wonder what Seattle Pride's going to be about. And by the way, we might be at Seattle Pride.
Might be.
Oh, we're gonna go.
Oh, we're going.
It's gonna be a great party.
It's going to be a good party.
I'm excited.
I'm gonna drink so much water at that party.
Are you wearing your fishnets this time?
I don't know.
Sunscreen. That's all I got to say. You complain about tan lines, but
You know-
sunscreen.
Oddly, I'm not like super worried about the tan line. It's like more so just wearing fishnets. I don't know. I've never done it before.
Yeah.
You know.
Like we said before, if you wear fishnets and booty shorts, expect to be flirted with by men.
But if I wear a collar, though, people know that I'm already owned, and then they won't approach me.
Maybe.
I'm kidding.
Some might get confused and be like, "Oh, you want me to leash you then?"
Mm. Yeah, I could see the confusion.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know what I'm gonna wear.
I mean, I'll wear a collar.
Well, you know what we're gonna be wearing for our shirts, right?
Yes, we are gonna be wearing our new sponsor T-shirts.
The ones I made.
Actually, we're getting new ones because our new sponsor is Pup and Suds.
What?
Pup and Suds.
Pup and Suds.
Really?
What's that?
That was like a Blink, no, not Blink, Brink Disney movie reference.
Oh,
Did you guys see that movie? It's
Mm-mm.
like mid 90s. It's a movie about rollerblading, but it's kind of like the whole skate culture mentality.
no, I haven't seen that.
The mid
Oh,
90s.
it's like so.
Wait, we don't have a sponsor?
We don't have a sponsor, not yet, but I'm gonna start applying for some sponsors so that we can at least like cover the cost of our podcast.
Hi, if you would like to sponsor us, please contact us at blank.
It'll be here on my hands.
Please don't say that. Are you guys gonna add that?
No, no.
Who's gonna add that?
Who's gonna add that?
We always say
Editor.
links are year and year and year, and they're never there.
They're never there.
Where are they? Why do we never see them when we're recording, but we see them after Jenny does her editing?
You know what's crazy about that parade is when they announced us, before they announced us, they said that there was, 2.5 billion people online watching us?
Yeah, what was that about?
What was that about?
Was that a joke?
Did they say where? Did you ever find that out?
It's supposed to be like from their website, but I'm not too sure about that.
It could have been a news, like a local news.
Their rig at least seemed very official, so maybe
Somebody was there capturing video.
Yeah.
So we need to find out where it is and how we get it.
Who was that was doing that? They had a really good setup.
Yeah. I will say not super organized.
It was kind of chaotic, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to wait for everyone to get together. It's usually a weekend. Not everyone's going to be like, you know, up and at 'em like that, you know.
Yeah.
This was also their first event. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah, that's
sure
true.
I'm sure they're taking notes for next year and how to make it more fluid.
For their
you know?
first event, though, good. It was good.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. They had a lot of vendors. They had activities for younger people to do. Like, they had, like, rock painting and all kinds of fun stuff. You didn't even see that area, did you? That was, like, the front little grassy area right by the library.
I think I saw the rocks, and I was just like, you know, just rocks aren't my thing. You know? Like,
Yeah.
even in Pokemon, like, the whole Brock thing, I was like, okay, cool.
Your rock. Cool.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Rock. Come on now. That's just, like, lazy writing.
Well, it's because he's the rock type gym leader, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I had to explain it.
I love Brock.
No, but it was I liked it. It was a good time.
Yeah. I will, like, I guess if I had to give some feedback, I would say those of us that are in, like, the adult realm, maybe not sandwich them in between, like, a church group and a preschool. And that's something I did point out to them. I was like, hey, you know, we talked about, like, walking with somebody else.
Yeah.
They're like, no, like, this is the list. And I'm like, well, we're like I literally was like, we're a BDSM podcast in between, like, a church group and a preschool.
Yeah.
And like,
Can someone put a little bit of
Thought into this. Yeah.
a little bit?
they're like, this is the list.
Sorry, we can't change
Yeah.
the list.
I was like, okay, it just might be a little awkward.
Yeah, that
But it was
was
fine.
It wasn't.
it wasn't that bad.
Anyways, talking about
Brock. He was the pervy one on Pokemon, right?
Oh,
He's the
he
one that
loved
just wanted
Misty.
he wanted to bang Nurse
Misty.
Joy.
How could anything be terrible when it's what brought me to you?
Huh? Okay, you're all wet, Brock.
oh yeah,
And he wanted to bang
Officer Jenny.
Yeah, he wasn't interested in Misty. He wanted the older women.
Jenny reporting. Is this where the theft occurred?
If you mean you're stealing away my heart, then yes.
All right. It's more like your brain's been stolen.
Yeah. He was really into Professor Oak.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
wow. I was like, was that like a later season?
No.
Yeah, they're really progressive now.
Yeah, I just stopped watching after like season 42.
When James dressed up as a woman, he was really into. Well, actually, wasn't he? Didn't he?
So the clip that I remember seeing, James had legit boobs in
But
one
didn't
of
Brock fall for him? Like, wasn't that a thing in that episode?
Ooh, research.
yeah. Before you start talking about stuff like that, you gotta watch the clip. I'm sure you can find the clip.
I will say,
Let's pull up the clip
pull the clip.
right now. Okay, now. Jenny, how do you make the clip play in front of the thing? Boop. It's that easy? Does this work?
The like, the only thing that's coming up is like, quote, Brock being a simp for 6 minutes and 35 seconds. I can't see for like Brock falling in love with James.
Well, yeah, we would have to watch the entire James episode, which we totally have time for right now.
Let's watch it live. No, I'm kidding.
We'll do it live.
I had a thing for
Why are we
Jesse.
talking about James titties?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I personally had a thing for like Jesse. I always had a thing for like female villains.
That's true.
Poison Ivy?
Poison Ivy, Catwoman.
Well,
Batman.
obviously Catwoman. We know why. And you do too.
Don't go watch the movie or literally anything with Catwoman. Just go to Amazon and look up a Catwoman Halloween costume.
Just Google Catwoman latex.
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn, definitely, yeah. Ooh, Harley Quinn was.
But we're getting sidetracked again.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
We're talking about the Snohomish Pride.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think the amount of people that showed up was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of security they had, phenomenal. The activities that they had, wow.
A lot of great things.
A lot of great things. What was your favorite part?
I guess just like the support, right? So just like walking down like downtown Snohomish and just seeing like everyone like cheering and happy, and
Yeah, that was
like entire families are there with like children, and you know, it's
Very warm and welcoming environment.
yeah.
That's what I really liked. Everyone was just, hi, happy to have you here.
Yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
what, like 5 angry people and then like 600 happy, joyful people. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
It just felt like everyone was getting together. It felt like celebrating a holiday, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone was just buying cool little knickknacks, you know, coloring rocks. There was like a bus there with books that like if you had kids, you could go up there and get and buy books and stuff, which was really cool.
Not just for children. I've seen that bus at like several different
Are
locations.
you kidding me?
Yeah, it's so epic.
Oh my god, I should have went on there.
I think last time I saw them, they were at Oktoberfest.
Really? So they do have
Yeah.
books for all ages.
Oh yeah,
I mean, maybe they might be at Seattle Pride.
They may have had
they probably will.
They may have had the new book that I'm actually going to get soon, which is Page Boy.
Oh, yeah. Elliot Page came out with a new book.
I'm a huge supporter of Elliot Page.
Yeah.
He's a great actor. So, back to what I was talking about,
What?
which was the fact that Seattle Pride is going to be different.
Yeah.
It's going to be different from what we experienced at Snohomish.
Yeah, I've heard it's a little bit more adult.
Yes.
Yeah. People have told me like, Jay, if you don't at least wear booty shorts, they're probably not going to let you near the parade. Those were the exact words.
If you don't at least wear booty shorts.
Oh, like what? If you look like a cis straight guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to spice it up to
Yeah.
get close to the parade.
They're like, you got to wear like fishnet, like maybe a fishnet top, a collar, maybe some like nipple clamps.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah, it's like an access badge at that point.
Yeah.
They're like,
Like,
well,
oh,
hold
okay.
up. You look a little straight.
So I will say I have already seen quite a bit of LGBT community members making like YouTube videos saying that, you know, kink and BDSM, they do not belong in pride parades. And then like them showing like clips and then being like, shouldn't be welcomed. This is disgusting. Blah, 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 blah. But I would say it's not so much of a kink and BDSM thing. It's more like a public indecency thing.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be kink and BDSM to, you know, be naked and like the guy that you said last episode, like wearing like a bow around his like dick, like.
yeah.
This also happened in Vancouver though. So like I don't know Canada law. I barely know American law, so like it may be allowed there. I don't know.
Yeah,
But-
but I think my point is like people like to specifically target the kink community and like
Yeah.
this is disgusting. Like no, it shouldn't be allowed. Like, you know, keep that in the bedroom and stuff. And I'm like, your issue is not with
Kinky
kink.
people.
It's like with you seeing adult stuff in the street,
Yeah.
which is not just kink.
They're not focusing on the fact that these are people exposing themselves in public, right? You know, like at a public event, you honestly, with breasts, I think that I have a personal opinion on that matter. Like, I think breasts should be free and open for everyone to see. But obviously, everyone has their own opinion. And currently, in a lot of places, that is a private area. So, if you're out in public at a public event, that shouldn't be exposed, you know? And if it is, that's just someone doing indecent exposure. And that's how it should be treated. It shouldn't be like, oh, the gay community, oh, that's all they do. They like to get naked at their pride parades. You know, the kink community, they just like to display their kink no matter what. Doesn't matter who's around. No, those people are being indecent. And there is places and events where you can, you know, display that at the event, but there's places and events for that.
Yeah.
And when you're coming to a very public event where news companies might be there, families, children's, funny. You can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Even if, no matter how proud you are of your nude body, it doesn't matter because it's not appropriate. And and like I said, that's the problem, is people are focusing more on the group instead of that person just doing something inappropriate.
Yeah, individual people breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, like for me, when it's like, oh, you should be like, because I'm going to try to play like the devil's advocate here, like, oh, you should be like, you should have pride for like the BDSM community. You should go out into the streets and you should show that. Yes. Okay. Maybe I'll wear a collar. Maybe like I'll fly like, you know, the leather flag
Exactly.
behind me. I'm not going to be like crawling around like on my hands and knees and getting like whipped in like the middle of the streets.
Yeah. And if you want to do that, there's literally events where you can go do that.
Yeah.
And there's going to be only adults there.
Yeah.
And this is things that we need to, as a community, all of us, BDSM community, the gay community, we need to be aware of, because now our events are more in the public eye. And that's the change here, is that news companies, a lot of major companies like Bud Light, you know, all these, you know, brands are coming out to these events, bringing cameras. And the more cameras, the more social media exposure, the more young people, young minds can see this, consume this. And then, like I said, it becomes where at an event, you can no longer be nude. You can no longer do these kinky, like such kinky things. You need to keep it PG-13 because everyone is seeing this now. It's no longer just our community, just adults are seeing this, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to celebrate. People are proud to be gay from all ages, everywhere. So
It's up to the individual to, you know, be responsible and abide by those rules. That way our community as a whole doesn't get hurt, you know?
Yeah.
I have nothing against nudity at all. I just think there's an appropriate space for that.
Time and a place.
There's a time and a place for that.
A lot of people at Pride are there to be, they just want to exist in a public space that's praising them, I think, you know?
Yeah.
And somewhere where you can go, where you could be proud to be who you are. And not everybody's there to like expose themselves and, you know, try to hook up with everybody. And
Yeah.
that's a whole other topic, I guess.
Yeah. Some people just want to be like little cat girls and just play around with some catnip. And that's okay.
Then that's totally okay. That is actually.
I got plenty of catnip.
There's no nudity in that. Something
there-
inappropriate about that.
There can be.
So many inappropriate things cat girls can do.
Like lap up milk from a bowl. So, Jay,
Yeah.
Snohomish was your first Pride event, like we were saying. What do you think? What are you expecting to see at this Seattle one? I know you mentioned how you're going to have to wear booty shorts to enter into the parade. What else are you feeling about this? Like, Are you feeling like it's going to be as wild as everyone says it is?
Yeah, so like right now in my head, I'm picturing like Burning Man, but running through the streets with more rainbows.
Wait, what's Burning Man again?
Yeah, we never went to Burning Man.
Like, she's kidding, right? But you know what it is, though.
No, I don't actually.
Is that the
festival like out in the desert where everyone does like
Is that the thing
psychedelics.
where they poured bees all over Nicolas Cage?
What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Open up my eyes! My eyes! Ah!
That's the Wicker Man. I'm like somewhat ashamed to know like that reference. That
Why?
you made.
Nicolas Cage is a hero.
He was really great in that movie, but it's
So Wicker Man and Burning Man are two different things.
no, but Wicker Man could be set on fire really easily.
So they're the same thing.
No.
So Burning Man is that, okay, I think I know what it is. It's where they do psychedelics in the desert, and a lot of people,
Nicolas Cage wasn't on psychedelics when they poured bees all over his face? That wasn't Burning Man?
You're really focused on the Nicolas Cage movie.
I love
No.
Nicolas Cage.
Burning Man is where he like steals like an airplane and he's trying to get to his kid in time for Christmas.
Is that the one with the bunny?
Yeah.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Oh my god.
My favorite one was when he swapped faces with John Travolta.
Yeah. It had a little face off there.
Apparently there's a version of that movie where they used AI to give both of them Nicolas Cage's face. I really want to watch that.
Nice. Yes. Finally AI for something good.
Sounds like a nightmare.
I mean, I'd watch it.
Oh, wait, did you say they're both Nicolas Cage's face?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I thought you said they're both John Travolta's face. I was like, oh, that's a nightmare.
So, it is Pride Month. If anyone out there is questioning, am I trans? Or maybe I am trans, what advice could you give them right now?
First off, you need to do research. Look up YouTubers, podcasts that have trans people in it. Try to relate to them. If you have things that relate to them, that's a good start.
I mean, yeah, anytime someone approaches me and says, hey, I'm questioning, what should I do? Where should I go? First, I list like a bunch of resources that they can find on the internet, but ultimately, I try to advise that they talk to somebody that's a professional that can handle that topic and help them navigate in their own mind, like what that means for them. Because, like I've said before, everybody's different. Being trans means something different to most people. So that's really between them and their therapist, to try to figure that out.
YouTubers, podcasts, we were talking earlier, Elliot Page writing a whole memoir on his life. So books, it's just, there's a lot of resources, that can be had nowadays to
More
help
than
you.
ever.
Yeah.
You just Google, I think I'm trans, and there should be stuff there for you,
I was sitting in a conference this past week. I kind of like took a picture of like a little infographic here. So members of the LGBTQIA plus community are 2.5 times more likely to experience depression, anxiety, and substance abuse, and are 4 times more likely to attempt suicide. And I think for a lot of us, it's not needed, right? because you should reach out. You should try to talk to somebody. So, for instance, last month was Mental Health Awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this does not apply to everyone out there. But I kind of looked into my employer, and they offer through my employer 12 free therapy sessions every year, free. And then I looked at my insurance, and my insurance after those 12 free sessions, it would only be like $20 per session to continue seeing the therapist. And I know, well, you're in Washington State, like mental health is like very, it's valued a lot higher out here. But I would say like there are resources out there that people just don't know about.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you.
And I think a lot of times it might be a stigmatism of like wanting to go talk to somebody, right? Like none of us, we don't want to feel weak or like something is wrong with us.
Well, and also some of us just have trust issues. Like when I was younger, I had therapists that told me my gay thoughts and stuff were wrong and that they were bad for me and stuff like that. And like when you have experiences like that when you're young, you don't want to ever see a therapist again, even though that therapist wasn't the right one for you. When you're finding a therapist, it's kind of like I see it as like shopping for car insurance. You're looking for the right fit for you. Not every therapist is a right fit for you. It's you're looking for the one that has the best costs. You're looking for the one that gives you the greatest benefits, the greatest tools to help you with whatever you're going through. And that's something I learned over time, is that you don't just call a therapist and you stick with them. You shop for a therapist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can also kind of do a little bit of research into that person and see if they're like an ally, for instance, and if they're like kink friendly. And then you can also just kind of probe, right? So, like, for instance, when I saw that I had 12 free therapy sessions, I was like, well, it, I'm going to use it. And I kind of like threw something like BDSM. I did some research on the person first, and then I threw something BDSM out there, and she was kind of like, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with like BDSM as long as it's like safe, sane, and consensual. It's perfectly normal and fine. And I was like, oh, we're going to get along. Okay.
Okay. Exactly.
But I think, if she would have been like, oh yeah, like we need to talk about BDSM, like maybe dig into that a little bit deeper and try to figure out like what's wrong with you or something, I'd be like, next.
Yeah. I think that's a common misconception with therapy, is that you have the choice to pick your therapist. Like, you don't have to let that be picked for you, because it's for your mental health and your well-being. And who better to know, like, about you than you, like, who, like, the people you like, how you want to be talked to and how you want your problems handled, then find that person that does it that way. Because therapy is good for everyone. Everyone should have a therapist.
I will also say that, don't just always agree with your therapist. Like, kind of like reflect and see, like, is that actually true? Like, does that resonate with me? Because whenever, like, previously in therapy, if someone said something like, oh, like, do you think it's blah, 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 and it's either like an instant, like, oh shit, you are right. Yep. Or it's kind of like I'm not really sure about that.
Well, I think some people go to a therapist and they're like, I don't know, tell me what to do. And the therapist's like, that's not my job.
Yeah.
I can give you advice on what I think you should do.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Even if you're using therapy as just like venting, it's healthy.
Yeah.
It's healthy to have someone that's not in your life at all to listen to your problems, because they can give you an unbiased opinion. They can be like, hey, you're kind of being a little ridiculous. Or they can be like, no, I agree with you totally. Like, you're not being ridiculous. You should be asking for this and that. Therapy is great. It's just healing. And I'm not saying, and that's another misconception, is that once you get a therapist, you have to see them all the time, all the time. You can go for a couple sessions, take a break, go back for a couple more sessions, take another break. That's their profession. They're going to be there. So
Therapy.
yeah,
Therapy.
we advocate for therapy.
Brought to you by therapy.
Yeah. But for as far as like people thinking that they're trans and coming out, I know whenever I was questioning that, I started talking to trans people, interacting with more trans women, because I thought I was a trans woman, and watching a lot, because back then we didn't have, you couldn't just Google, I'm trans, what do I do? Like this was like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. So
We had to find other people.
back then we had YouTube. YouTube definitely had a lot of trans creators, and I consumed a lot of YouTube, and I just went into a deep dive, as we say, into trans creators in YouTube. They all had things that related to me, you know, as far as like questioning whether or not I wanted to be a guy. You know, it's just when you find people that you can connect with, it's like, holy crap, I'm not weird. I'm not the only one. You don't feel like it's some kind of weird alien or something. And after that, that's where I went to find therapy, because I wanted to confirm what I found.
Yeah. It's nice to know that other people like you in the world exist. It's feels a little less alone.
Yeah, because therapy can be intimidating. It was for me, so that's why I went for YouTube creators and watching other trans women that are in the public eye and seeing it, trying to compare my life to theirs. And then from there, you can go like, well, you know, I think I'm trans. I need a therapist. It's baby steps. Don't just pop the hormones in your mouth right away.
The egg days.
Yeah, we call them eggs.
I remember being an egg.
Me too.
But yeah, I think in general, there's a huge like stigmatism against like mental health. I know, like I was raised that.
You think?
Oh yeah, I know. But I was definitely raised that like men, we do not talk about our feelings. Like it's more acceptable to go and like drink it away and bury it deep inside. But like you should never show weakness, and you should never like talk about your feelings. Like, but it's just not healthy, you know. And I think society is changing, but it does start with us. I think like the more people that like, and also be open about it, like, hey, you know what, like, yeah, I'm going to therapy.
Yeah.
And you know, people might be like, what, you, why, like, how does that work? You know, you kind of like open up like other people's eyes to, hey, like therapy is not bad.
Yeah, you don't have to be, there's not have to be an issue with you. Just,
yeah.
I like, that's so funny that that's where we're at with therapy and this social stigmatism around it, that when you say you're you're going to a therapist, people are like, what's wrong? There could be literally nothing wrong and you see a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Just a vent about your daily life stress, which is completely healthy. And I have contemplated doing it many of times, because you don't want to dump all your stress and vented feelings on a friend. They don't want to hear that. And if they are, you're going to hear theirs in return.
I mean, sometimes your friend wants to hear.
Yeah, that's true. But not
Maybe.
all the time.
Good friends.
No one will listen. No
Yeah,
one
Jay
out
keeps trying to
there.
talk about his problems to me, and
Yeah,
I don't have time.
We're just like, go see a therapist. No.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm excited for Seattle Pride.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do some live streaming out there. I don't know.
What should I wear?
I don't know. We literally had like half of an episode talking about what we're going to wear to
I
the
don't know
last
what I'm gonna
one.
wear. Like, obviously, you know, this Nahomish one,
Yeah.
I wore like regular human people clothes. I don't want to like go straight up like lingerie or anything, but I want to wear something a little spicy and fun.
We're wearing Unnatural some t-shirts, that's for sure.
We are again.
Yeah,
Do you
Okay.
still have yours?
I
You didn't-
do.
I thought we were supposed. I thought they were disposable.
I like signed mine and gave them to a fan in the crowd.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
candy.
they're gone.
They're gone. They bought it for a lot of money.
$2.
Two-
Two entire dollars.
$2 entire dollars.
Whoa.
I'm actually wearing.
Oh yeah, that's
the
right.
shirt I
You are
created.
wearing the one you made.
Yeah,
Looks good on you.
thank you. It doesn't say UnnaturalToSome on it yet.
Oh,
I have the letters downstairs, so all I have to do is iron them on.
wow.
Wow, they could be all crooked.
Yeah. So, thanks for sticking around. We were just talking about pride topics.
Be sure to check down in the comments for our links where you can buy us a coffee from Ko-fi and also contribute to our Patreon, join our Discord server, and so much more. I'm Jay Weiler, and don't ever forget, be yourself.
Also, don't forget to follow us on all our socials. It's your girl Jenny Bangz, and I'm signing off.
I'm Nikki Sapphire. Thanks for stopping by.